Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Starfield and I'm going to be showing you the top 5 best pistols in the game. And now I divided this up because there's a lot of pistols in the game, and so I chose the 5 ones that I think are the best or that I like the best for semi-automatic pistols. So these are ones that are not specifically designed to be fully automatic, so therefore they're not better as a fully automatic weapon. And also I tried to avoid ones that fall more into a other category. So like these are ballistic pistols, so I ignored energy weapons and revolvers and stuff like that. So we're going to be using the top 5 best semi-automatic pistols. So they're some of my favorite weapons to use in the game. They don't weigh very much. You can usually get a lot of ammo for these type of weapons. They do decent damage because they're semi-automatic. They're nice and controllable. You can heavily modify them. I really like pistols in Starfield. So we're going to be going over my top 5, and I'll kind of give reasons as I go through. Some of it's a little bit subjective. Obviously, I take into consideration things like fire rate, accuracy, damage, recoil, ammo capacity, ammo availability. There's a lot of things like that, but I kind of compile all of the strengths and weaknesses to make this ranking. So let's just start it off at the worst one out of the 5, which I still like a lot, but I ranked it at the bottom. The Eon. So here we have the Eon. It's probably the first weapon you'll ever pick up in the game. You can find one right away when you're exiting the mine during the tutorial mission, and they are pretty common. So they're not nearly as common as something like a drumbeat or a maelstrom. Those weapons are just all over the place, but Eons are still pretty dang common. You'll find that it's probably either this or the Kraken is probably the most common handgun that you'll pick up in the game just overall. As far as appearances go, I really like the Eon. I think it looks really cool. It's got a blocky, futuristic kind of shape to it. I like that the suppressor is not very long, just because I understand that, longer suppressors are more effective in real life, but we're playing a sci-fi game, so I don't need a suppressor to be the exact same length that it would be in real life to be effective. And I like that this one looks more like an integrated thick barrel. It helps maintain that futuristic chunky style to it. So obviously stats in this video are going to, the stats for weapons are going to depend on your skills in the game. Also the variety of weapon you pick up, so what variant is it calibrated, etc. And all that sort of stuff. But as far as stats go on this one, I've put the mods that I like best on the Eon are the reflex sight, suppressor, explosive rounds, recon laser sight, and high velocity, and I have all of those on this one. So we're looking at a physical damage of 94, magazine size of 12, fire rate of 50, range of 37, accuracy of 75.5%, and a mass of only 1.55. So like I said, nice and light, heavily modifiable gun, looks really cool, performs really well, and the damage is not bad. Obviously we're not dealing with anything top tier here, but considering we have our nice high accuracy and it doesn't have a lot of recoil, that damage is easy to put a lot of rounds accurately downrange quickly. Just to see what it looks like when you fire this gun. And so that's emptying a full mag out of it. I like it. You can fire pretty quick with it. It's nice and accurate. As you can see, accuracy is pretty dang good. You don't really fly all over the place like you do with a lot of guns. It's a very usable weapon. So I like the Eon, but it does take the number 5 spot. At number 4, we have the Side Star, which is another pretty common one. And now this one falls into an interesting category for me because aesthetic-wise, like appearances, I like the Eon considerably more because this one has kind of a weird shape to it. But stat-wise, the Side Star is better in most ways. So this one is also pretty heavily modifiable. You can see we currently have 7 mods equipped to it. I have the long barrel, the recon laser sight, the reflex sight, the suppressor, the tactical grip, armor piercing rounds, and it is high powered. So all of those I think make pretty good mods. The only one I go back and forth on is the long barrel or the standard barrel, and the reason for that being because the long barrel gives it this skinny look to it. If you add the suppressor or something like that, it kind of gives it a goofy appearance. That being said, stat wise, pretty dang good. On this one, again, remember stats will vary, but on this one I've got here, we're looking at a physical damage of 121, mag size of 26, so we can actually hold quite a few rounds in this one. 26 is not bad. Fire rate of 26, range of 34, accuracy of 52.2, so it's significantly less accurate than the Eon. But that being said, our damage is higher, our mag size is higher. It's a really good weapon. As far as what it looks like to fire this one, you can see we've got a significantly slower fire rate, so the Eon can fire faster, but this one, like I said, deals with that, much larger mag size and better damage, so especially when I'm using a semi-automatic gun, I do like having that. And if you modify it right, it is also quite accurate and very reliable, just as a sidearm or, you know, main hand weapon, depending on what play style you're going with. So yeah, that's the Side Star. Like I said, put it at number 4. I don't really love the appearance of it, but as a weapon and how it works in the game, it's pretty dang good. Coming in at number 3, our middle spot, we have the Old Earth Pistol. And now I use this one a lot. For one thing, this is a very rare one. Most Old Earth weapons are actually pretty dang rare, like you just don't find them nearly as much, which makes sense given the fact that they come from, what, 200 years before the game is set. That makes it a pretty old and outdated gun. And also, in that same essence, so is their ammo. So this uses a 45 caliber ammo. I would like this gun more if it didn't use such a rare ammo, but, you know, in comparison to all the rest of the ammo that I've stockpiled in this game, you can see, I mean, I have 1,500 rounds for it right now, but that's one of the lowest ammo capacities I have for any of the rounds I've been stockpiling on this playthrough. So it's just not nearly as common to loot because it's so old and outdated. That being said, it's a cool gun. Obviously, it's based off the M1911, so aesthetically speaking, it's a very cool gun that a lot of people are going to enjoy. It's not nearly as modifiable because it's an Old Earth weapon, so you can see we only have 4 mod slots on this one, and on them I like to put the compensator, the tactical grip, armor piercing rounds, and high powered mod. It makes it a pretty dang good gun. Now obviously you're suffering some of the downsides of an old weapon here, so we have a mag size on this one of 18, so that's better than quite a few of them, but that's because we have the extended magazine, so that doubles it, so normally we would have 9 on this gun. Range of 34, which isn't bad for this gun. Fire rate of 67, so it actually has a nice high fire rate. Accuracy of 69.3, so again, pretty accurate. And on this specific gun, we're looking at a physical damage of 148. So across the board, I think aesthetically speaking, it's one of the best looking handguns in the game, but you know, it's just got that classic aesthetic to it, which helps with that a lot. But also, it performs really well, does nice high damage. Mag size, even when you're dealing with just 9 rounds, that's not terrible. Accuracy is nice and high, range isn't bad. It's got a lot of good things going for it. So I like the Old Earth pistol. Like I said, only thing keeping it down for me is the fact that it's, you know, you get much less ammo for it, and it's not nearly as customizable as most of the other guns on this list. Just firing it. Oh, I thought I was out of ammo much quicker than I was. I love the fire rate on it. It fires real quick. I love the sound for it. It's got a cool, meaty chunk to it. Reloads nice and quick. There's a lot of things to like about it, but obviously one of the big things is just how cool it is to be using a 1911 in the far-off future. So yeah, that is the Old Earth pistol, which takes the number 3 spot. Let's move on to number 2. All right, our runner-up at number 2 is the Urban Eagle, and this one's chambered for 43 Ultra Mag. I just have to assume it's supposed to be like a Desert Eagle type of thing because you have the Urban Eagle name to it. It's kind of got that chunky semi-automatic look to it, and it's obviously a very large caliber that deals high damage. That being said, this one was my favorite for a long time, up until I found the one that's ranked at number 1 on this list. That one is a considerably more rare handgun. You will find a decent amount of Urban Eagles in this game, so it's not nearly as rare as the Old Earth pistol or the one I have ranked at number 1. That being said, it's also the 43 Ultra Mag is more common than the 45 caliber, but also not a super common round, so unless you're specifically fighting a lot of your basically UC factions like the Vanguard or UC Security, UC Marines, SysDef, those type of people who are more likely to carry the Urban Eagle, you just don't get that much 43 Ultra Mag unless you're specifically looking for it at stores and buying. That being said, again, a lot of good things to talk about with this one. I love the way it looks. It's got a big, thick design. It's highly customizable. You can see we have 7 mod slots. The mods that I like to put on the Urban Eagle, we have the Recon Laser Sight, Reflex Sight, the Suppressor, the Tactical Grip, the Penetrator rounds, and it is high powered. So all of that speaking for it, it makes it look really cool, and the stats are pretty dang good on it. So you can see we've done a huge jump from the last one to this one. Our physical damage on this one is 453. Magazine size is smaller. We only hold 10 rounds, but still decent, especially given how much more physical damage this one deals. Fire rate is a bit slower than some of the ones on this list, but not the slowest at 25. Range of 29. Accuracy of 73.8. So all of that being said, still a pretty dang good weapon stat-wise, and it looks really cool. One of the big things you gotta love about it is that super high damage. And so let's empty a mag or two of this one. one. You can see again we've got that slower fire rate, a lot like the Side Star had, but this one having a much cooler look to it and significantly higher damage than the Side Star. I think there's a lot of reasons why this one will probably be a lot of people's favorite, and up until I found the one that I have at number 1 on this list, it was also my favorite. So finally at number 1 we have the XM2311. So this one is basically a modded up, more futuristic 1911, and I honestly really love it. So only downside of this one is, much like the Old Earth pistol, we're once again using the 45 caliber ammo, so it's not nearly as common. Other than that, the XM2311 has every advantage over the Old Earth pistol. It has more mod slots, so you can see we can slot up 5 in this one, and those mods include some of the more modern stuff that the Old Earth pistol doesn't have. The mods that I like to run on this one are the laser sight, the red dot sight, the compensator, armor piercing rounds, and it is high powered. So all of those things make it into a really, really cool gun. Like I said, aesthetically it's very similar to the 1911, so if you like the aesthetics of that, you'll like this one too. The only thing about the XM2311 that kept it from being my favorite for a long part of the game is just how rare it is. I did not find one of these until quite late in the game. It's even more rare than the Old Earth pistol, which is the next rarest one on this list. So you're just not super likely to come across a lot of these, especially not legendary variants, at least not random speaking. For stats on this particular run, we have a physical damage of 421, so it is lower than the Urban Eagle, but it's got other things going for it, like a much higher fire rate and stuff like that, that makes me like it more than the Urban Eagle, even though I do like that one quite a lot. Magazine size of 9 for this one, so it's just standard there. Fire rate of 43, range of 34, accuracy of 46.4%. So love the way it looks, love the way it performs, and it has taken my number 1 spot as my favorite pistol in the game. So let's empty a couple mags. So you can see we've got a slightly slower fire rate than we had on the Old Earth pistol, but significantly higher than the Urban Eagle and the Side Star. So all in all, the XM2311 is very, very cool. I love it. It's got great stats, looks awesome, excellent performance. There's nothing not to love about it. So that is the end of my top 5 best pistols in Starfield. If you disagree, if you like other pistols better, or whatever the case may be, why don't you let me know down in the comment section. But in any case, thanks a ton for watching and have a nice day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.